This isn't James Bond, and this isn't a ninja. This is an Imperial Assassin. This assassin miniature was released in November of 1988 to thunderous applause. Well, I like to assume so. The sculptor of this assassin was none other than Jez Goodwin, Oldhammer sculptor extraordinaire, known for his fantastic work, especially his Eldar. This assassin miniature would cost you 99 pence, which is less than £1, and I think is a fantastic price. Also, the assassin would come in a blister pack, being a metal miniature, and that's another miniature I really want to get my hands on one day. Another one for the pile of shame. I'm Marcel, and this is Snakeworks. So, assassins have been a part of Warhammer 40,000 since its release in the 1980s, the best decade there ever was. We know this because you can see them in the Rolls Royce. Yes, in the Rolls Royce of rulebooks, the Rogue Trader rulebook. That was a clever save there, wasn't it? I'm not sure if they had rules in that book, but there's definitely some artwork and a little bit of fluff surrounding them. I have it here, hold on. Here it is, the Rolls Royce of rulebooks. Let's see if we can find the assassin in here. By the way, I recommend getting your own copy of this, it's very good. So before we really deep dive into this miniature, I need to put it out there that this is the best assassin miniature Citadel Miniatures and Games Workshop have ever released. Hot on the heels would be the early Vindicare assassin sculpts, and maybe even the new one perched in the Sister of Battle head, but this one still reigns supreme, and anyone who disagrees is wrong. The assassin himself is wearing a face mask. I can't tell if it's a separate mask over his mouth and a wrap around the rest of his head, or if it's a pull-on job, like Spider-Man's hat. He also appears to have a pirate's earring, although the sucker is a little hard to make out, and it might not be. Now there's one other famous hobbyist who also wears a mask, and that's Stahly over at Tale of Painters. He's very good, so I thoroughly recommend going over there and giving him a watch. Here's a little link for you. I'll also chuck a link in the description below. Now this original assassin was very clearly based on a ninja, as ninjas were very popular at the time. There were a lot of ninja movies, computer games, and even turtles around this time. There's something about that dark, mysterious outfit and a sword that's just timeless and cool. Only in media though, I wouldn't recommend going out like it in public. Nowadays there's a new version of this miniature from Forge World. The Clade or Temple, as we like to call them, has a name, the Adamus Clade or Adamus. Is it Adam as in the first man? Does the name hint at a sort of prototype or original version of sorts? I haven't read the new Adamus Assassin fluff, so I don't actually know. If any of you guys know, then don't hesitate to let us all know in the comments below. Now, back in my day, there were only a few assassin temples. There was the Vindicare, the Exodus, was it Exodus? Eversaw, the Calidus, and the other one, the psychic one with the long head. Whatever was the name of that one, I forget. Calexus? Anyway, there's now loads more of them, such as the Adamus and the Venanus and the Itius. There's a technological one, I forget his name. I'm sure a few of you will be along very shortly to let us know in the comments below as to what the name of that one is. Anyway, I said before, you could see the assassin in the Rogue Trader rulebook. Let's have a look. Bear with me. Thought he was towards the end, but it turns out he might be towards the front. Let's go back. Someone with a penis for a nose. Page is falling out here. Bear with me, we're having some problems. I should have got this ready before, shouldn't I? Maybe it's not in here. I should have just looked in the contents. It's actually in the contents. Hey, that's not it. Well, there they are. Right next to my bookmark. So, there you go. There's the assassins up there. I don't suppose you can see those. And underneath the assassins, it says, if you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Malcador. If you are enjoying the content here on the channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below, or up here somewhere. Equipment-wise, the assassin is carrying some cool things. Firstly, he has what looks like a bolter. I'm sure it has some sort of special variant name though. I can tell this as it has an attachment at the top and is being carried by a character. That's usually the case anyway. Maybe it's an early Stormbolter. I'm not sure they even existed at this point in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. What was the first Stormbolter in 40k? Does anyone know? I would guess it was probably in Space Hulk, but who knows. Our ninja is also carrying a sword, although you can't see it very well. It's on his back, in typical ninja style. You can just see the little hilt poking out of the back there, over his shoulder. It has a lovely little skull design on the pommel. Well, I think it's a skull. It's a bit hard to make out from here. I shall have to get hold of this miniature and find out for sure for you. Assassinating stuff. If you want to see some more Oldhammer videos, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.